my name is Maribelle Ortiz. I'm a social worker. I'm an LCSW and I've been practicing for the last 38 years. During this time, I've done both inpatient and outpatient work. I work with children, adolescents, adults, couple therapy. Most recently, I've done end-of-life care. That involves hospice and really the whole process from the beginning to the end, to the grieving, to the after death. So that's very close to my heart, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. Back in March, Mindfulness sent me a recruiter letter, and they invited me to have a conversation. It turned out to be a really good conversation, and I'm so grateful I did. The first person that I spoke to was very genuine, very open, and he really led me to understand that this was maybe a possibility for me to do private practice again. It really sparked the interest in me, and I'm so glad, like I said, that I did, because now I have many clients. I enjoy it. I believe the company works with so much integrity, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy about working with mindfulness. Their integrity, their respect for what the clinician wants, and their ability to support their clinicians. Yeah, going into mindfulness, I did have some concerns. Having done private practice before, I know how difficult it is to get reimbursed from the HMOs, from the insurance companies. I know how difficult it is to collect money from patients. So I did have some genuine concerns that presented themselves before. But Mindful does a great job with being very transparent in their account receivables, in the money they're bringing in the portion that you get. That was one of the reliefs that I felt after working with them for a couple of months. I really was able to see the patients that I saw, how I was getting reimbursed, at what rate. And they're very clear and transparent about anything that has to do with money. So to me, that was a real reassurance that this is a very ethical company. The biggest benefit I've seen in partnering with Mindful is the fact that they schedule your patients for you, they screen your patients for you, you get exactly what you ask for, and that's very, very helpful. I mean, the fact that they're on top of it, if somebody cancels, they'll send you a text and an email saying that the patient canceled. They'll ask you if you want to schedule somebody else for that hour. And so those are the great benefits of working for Mindful. The fact that they keep a very close eye on your schedule, and they're more than willing to help you facilitate and really fill up any hours that you have. I've really never experienced that before, and I think that that's a real positive for them. The fact that they follow up with the insurance, that if I billed something wrong the other day and I caught it like a month later and I'm like, hey, I billed this wrong. And they were like, okay, we'll fix it. And I was like, really? You got to fix that? Like, I was like so taken back. So, I mean, I do feel like genuinely grateful because I do think that they do help me so much. I've been supervising students and associates since early 2000s. I had 7 in Miami, Florida when I worked there. And when I moved to Oregon, presently supervising 3 right now for the state of Oregon. I love giving back. I love meeting with them. I love mentoring, teaching, guiding, and that has been something that really does fill my cup and that I really enjoy. Most recently, the students that I have in Mindful present with all different kind of situations with the clients, and it really is very challenging, motivating, working with these associates and trying to help them figure things out. I love helping them to set clear boundaries, to engage with their clients, to retain their clients, to figure out why their clients are not retaining maybe, and to figure out ways to communicate in a very clear, concise, empathetic manner with their clients. I think that the number one reason that somebody comes back is because they really made a connection with you. You can have a lot of skills, but if you're unable to make a human connection, they're not going to come back. So I think we worry a lot as associates. What are the skills we could get? What are the tools we could get? Well, let's be genuine. Let's be real. let's listen and let's really be present for that client. And I think when you do that, that guarantees success. That really does. And I love it. I love when I'm able to hear those tales about people that come back week after week. If you're a provider that's thinking about joining Mindful, I would really ask you to consider it seriously. I think the benefits by large outweigh the paperwork and the stress and everything else that we have to do in onboarding. Yes, it eventually ends. You eventually get your caseload. You eventually get your paycheck. And you have people around you that really care, that are very supportive, that are going to be there for you, and that are going to guide you through this process. I don't think I could have done this on my own. For sure, I couldn't get on so many HMOs. For sure, I couldn't do this billing on my own. For sure, I couldn't schedule people on top of people the way they do. I think the experience has been wonderful. And I would recommend it to anybody that was thinking about doing private practice. I think that is a great company. And I think they work with a lot of transparency and integrity and really client focus, which is something that I can appreciate. And I really enjoy working with them. So if you're thinking about it, come join us.